A castle bedroom was not a fairy tale chamber. It was a stone box that fought its owner all winter, and even the richest lord in the land slept inside that fight. This is what a real castle night felt like. The cold corridors, the curtained bed, the servants still moving, and the sounds that never stopped inside the walls. Stone is honest. It takes in the winter and gives it back slowly, all night, from every wall. A fire could warm the air of a chamber, but the walls stayed cold to the touch until spring. Standing in a castle bedroom in January meant feeling cold radiating from 3 directions while one fire pushed back from the 4th. Reaching bed was its own small expedition. Corridors, stairwells, and passages were unheated, and moving from the hall's warmth to a distant chamber meant walking through air that could be barely warmer than outdoors. People carried candles through the dark and cold both, and they did not linger on the way. The famous 4-poster bed was not decoration. It was architecture, a small warm room built inside a cold one. Heavy curtains closed around the mattress, trapping body heat and blocking drafts. Once drawn, the curtains turned the bed into a dim, warm tent. The chamber beyond could approach freezing. Inside the curtains, a sleeper was somewhere livable. Bedding was engineering. Feather mattresses over straw, linen sheets, wool blankets, furs, and coverlets stacked into real weight. Sleepers wore caps and shirts to bed, and a warming pan of coals might run over the sheets first. Getting into a prepared bed was the best moment of a winter night. Getting out of it was the worst. A castle never fully slept. Servants banked fires, carried water, and slept on pallets in kitchens, passages, and at the foot of their masters' beds. Guards changed on the walls in the dark. The comfort of the few rested on the movement of the many, and that movement could be heard, faintly, all night long. Castle nights had their own soundtrack. Wind found every arrow slit and moaned in the stairwells. Doors boomed somewhere far away. Timber floors ticked as they cooled. Mice worked in the straw, and the fire settled with small collapses. A castle was too large to be silent. Sleepers learned its noises the way sailors learn a ship's. Where you slept announced what you were. The Lord's chamber held the great bed, and beneath it, on a low-wheeled frame called a truckle bed, a trusted servant often slept within arm's reach of his master. Lesser household members shared beds and rooms. Servants slept where warmth and duty put them, often in the hall among the tables once the boards were cleared. For most people in a castle, night was communal, shared beds, shared breath, shared noise. Privacy was the rarest luxury the building contained. Nature did not pause for winter. The garderobe, a stone closet over a long cold drop, weighted down a freezing passage, and the chamber pot under the bed was the merciful alternative. A midnight necessity meant leaving the curtained warmth, crossing icy floors in darkness, and returning quickly to a bed already losing its heat. Dawn in a castle chamber meant a dead fire, frost sometimes flowering inside the window, and washing water with a skin of ice. Servants relit fires before their masters rose. Everyone else broke the ice themselves. Dressing was fast and layered. The first hour of a winter morning was spent earning back what the night had taken. A castle was not built to be comfortable. It was built to be strong, and comfort was carved out of it afterward. One hearth, one tapestry, one curtained bed at a time. Great households did not even stay put. A lord and his retinue moved between residences through the year, partly to govern and eat their scattered estates, and partly because a building holding hundreds of people simply needed to be emptied, cleaned, and aired. Households spoke of letting a house sweeten. Its residents endured the cold because the walls bought them safety and standing. The bed was warm because everything around it could not be. To sleep in a castle was to hold a small warmth inside a great cold. Curtains against the draft, wool against the stone, a banked fire against the winter, and other people always somewhere within earshot. It was grander than a cottage and, on a hard night, not much warmer. The fairy tale kept the silhouette and lost the shiver. The shiver was the true story.